channel. So today, as you can tell by the title, I am going to be doing a bookshelf tour. I'll show you what I've currently got on there and obviously let you know what other books I want to add in. I'll give you a brief overview of what the books are about, whether they're worth it. Most of them I would say are worth it. I really do enjoy the books that I have kept, but some of them, I read them, they were alright, but it wasn't something that if I'd not read it, I would be sad about. That makes sense. But yeah, so I'm going to give you a bookshelf tour. And if you want to see the other office changes, they'll be in my vlog, which will probably be up after this. So when I put it up, I'll edit this and I'll link it down below so that you can check that out as well. But before I ramble on for an hour or so, let's get into the bookshelf tour. So this is an overview of the bookshelf. So it starts up here, obviously, and then it comes all the way down here. Now it's not complete, it may be a bit dusty. I did dust it down the other day, but if you guys own books, you know what it's like when you have them on the shelves. They get really dusty really easily. So I'll start with the bottom ones. The bottom two are mainly Eleanor's books. So they're my G-Wagon slippers and my normal slippers. So these are the ones I got for Christmas. Why they're on my shelf, I do not know. From Next. And then I also have these, which were limited edition from Mercedes. And my dad got me these for Christmas. And G-Wagon is like my dream car. And these were just really cute and actually really cozy in the winter. So I just have those there, just because there's a space for them. But I'm sure they'll need to move at some point. I mean, these are Eleanor's books, so no point really me going through them. I mean, she does say that this one's really good, A Stolen Life, so maybe check that out. Secret Garden, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, £1 Meals. And this shelf is also Eleanor's, that's why it's got her name. I got her this in the pound shop, so it's just a bookmark with her name on it. It changes, a little tassel. And then on this shelf she's got some Roald Dahl books. I've read Charlie and Chocolate Factory and BFG. And then she's also got all of the Diary, well, most of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. I also have these, but they're still at my parents'. I haven't brought them over yet. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them, but I'll figure that out when it comes to it. But she has most of those, and she also has this book which says "You Are Amazing." And she's got kind of things in there if you're having a bad day to try and prep you up. So, for example, whatever we expect with confidence becomes our own self-fulfilling prophecy. So just little random bits and bobs in there. And then along here she's got her kind of childhood books, the fairy books, Jacqueline Wilson. And then she's also got a street cat named Bob. And I got her this one for Christmas. Street cat named Bob, and it's also signed inside, I think. This is the one. Have a look. By the man and the cat. The real man and the cat, see? His little paw print. So I got her that for Christmas because she was obsessed with the film and the first book. And then she has this from college. I think it was from college. It's the art book. So she's got a bunch of artists in it and what they specialise in. And then this is her Stranger Things pop. She does collect these. She's got a few. But the rest are upstairs in the bedroom. And then also on this shelf she's got, well, this is mine, and it's the Face to Face Scott Barnes makeup book, Kim Kardashian on the front, and it's just kind of a bunch of makeup tips, ideas, what you can do, you know, with different stuff. It's just basically showing the power of makeup and what can be done with it. And then I just have a few magazines here. So I've got Vogue 2021. And then I've got Elle with Ariana Grande on it. And I think this Vogue has Ariana Grande on it as well. This is July 18. So I've kept those just because I do like those magazines. And then the next shelf, we kind of go on to my ones. So here I have a bunch of CDs and my Peter Pan book. So this is from Waterstones. They have a bunch of books in this type of cover, which I want to collect a few more of them. Peter Pan is definitely one. If you love the film, that you've got to buy the book, and this edition is just gorgeous. So that's what the cover looks like, and the writing's a decent size inside. And then I also have this Collins French dictionary, which was my granddad's, and I've always kept it, so that stays there. I can't kind of stand it up randomly because it falls over and I don't want it to break, so I leave it up there. And then the CDs I have, I mean, this is a bookshelf tour, should just be books, but these are on here as well. So we've just got Halsey, Melanie Martinez, Beyonce, Rihanna, Moulin Rouge, Dirty Dancing, Ariana Grande, Camila Cabello, Beyonce, Michael Bublé, Ariana Grande, and I think this is Halsey, and Kalani. So they're the CDs that I have here. I do have some missing. I'm not sure where they've gone, but I will find them and pop them back. And then further along here, I've just got this spare picture that I was using as a bookmark. I've kept it there in case I need to use it again. Just a piece of art. This was my glossy box one month, and it's called The Beauty Tales. I thought it really fitted in with the bookshelf because it looks like a book. So I've left that there, and I could store my book. I've forgotten what they're called, and I just said it. Bookmark. Could store any bookmarks in there that I'm not currently using, but this one will stay out. I may actually put it back in there. Let me know what you think. I feel like that maybe should just be on show. Anyway, moving along. So you've heard me talk about these books before. So it's the Vex King books. So the first one is Good Vibes, Good Life. How Self-Love is the Key to Unlocking Your Greatness. So it's all about self-love, that one. And then I pre-ordered this, but I have not read it yet. It's called Healing is the New High. A Guide to Overcoming Emotional Turmoil and Finding Freedom. So this is about getting past trauma, finding resilience and freedom. And this one is different. It has loads of illustrations in it like this. If I can stand it up for you. But yeah, so I'm yet to read that. I'm very excited. That is on my list. And then is Pine. You've also heard me speak about this because I've just recently read it. This was definitely worth a read. So I'll leave that there so that if you want to read what it's exactly about, you can pause it. But basically it's about this girl and her dad. They go on a drive. They find a woman and it's a mystery. Then one of her close friends goes missing, and it's about finding out what happened not just to her but to her mum as well. And the more you read, the more you find out, and it really grips you, so that's a really good one. That's by Francine Toon, if I'm saying that correctly. Not sure on that. Hopefully I am, sorry if I'm not. Then we've got Mrs. Hinch, This Is Me. So this is the only Mrs. Hinch book I have at the moment. If you don't know Mrs. Hinch, she's on Instagram and she does cleaning, but she's also a very lovely person. So I've got that one and I've yet to get her other two. So I'll make room for that when I get them. And then next I have just one of these at the moment, but I will get the other. And it's the Death Note Black Edition Volumes 1 and 2. Look at that. Now isn't that just a book that you just need on your shelf? Let me just bring it down here and I'll flip through it for you. I just think it's gorgeous. There's my receipt, and I'm excited to read it when I get round to it. That lives there, and the others will live with it when I get round to getting them. This one's a poetry. Oh, this one, sorry, is a poetry book. Milk and Honey. I'm sure you've heard of it. This one's worth getting as well. If you like short poems, that is one for you. And then I've got Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. I actually only have this book by him, but I really did fall in love with his writing, and this was a true story. So I do want to eventually get some more of his books. So already we're on shelf 1, and I've already said more books I need to get, which is a great start, which means, you know, soon we're going to have to look into more storage for them, but that's okay. But it's really good. Once again, I'll just leave this here, then if you pause it, you can read it. Next one is Coraline. I'm going to read this after I finish Hamnet, which I'm almost done with. Just been really busy, so I haven't managed to finish that yet. But we all know Coraline. This is the book, and there is the film as well, which I love. So that one next. These two I haven't read, but we'll get to them. 2 Stephen King books, Sleeping Beauty is in It. I'm sure we all know what it is about. Sleeping Beauties sounds interesting. It says, around the world something strange is happening to women. They are falling victim to a sleeping virus which shrouds them in a cocoon like gauze. Oh, if woken, the women become rabid. So that sounds very exciting. So I'm going to read that. And then this one is actually a really, really good book. So this is called Thornhill. I got this in Waterstones, I believe. I don't know whether this is limited edition or whether this is how it always comes, but the only reason I bought it is because I fell in love with the way it looked. I know, don't judge a book by its cover, but this one I just had to get. And the paper is black all around. Now this one is mainly pictures, so you get a few pictures and then you'll get some text to find out what's going on, but it is actually really, it's quite creepy, but I really enjoyed it. It makes the difference to kind of have a book that's more picture than is writing. As they say, a picture can tell 1,000 words, so you kind of have to just follow along, pay attention to what's going on in the images, and I love that about this book. So that's the last one on this shelf. Most of my books I get from Waterstones, or W.H. Smith. Only one I've ever bought on Amazon was The Vex King, which I pre-ordered. And then moving on to the next shelf. This is the next one, so I'll do overview for you. So first of all we have this, which my dad gave to me, Star Wars. He was one of my favourites growing up, so I have the figurine of him. I'm going to pop him up here so I don't knock him over. So starting with the first book, I haven't read this as of yet. It's called The Tethered Madge. It says it's book 1, so obviously that's more books that I'll have to buy if I enjoy it. Once I've read it, I'll let you guys know. But basically, let's have a look. It's about magic. Obviously, I can't really tell you what it's about at the moment, but I'm quite excited to read this one. I forget that I have it most of the time, but yeah. Then these two are together. I've read the first one, not the second one. I read that a while ago, so before I do read this one, I'll reread this first. But the reason why I like this one is because it's actually laid out like a proper case study. So if I open it for you, you can see. So kind of blacked out words that shouldn't be there, or are secretive. I love how it's laid out like a case study. I believe there's a third one as well, which I don't have at the moment, but once I've read that, obviously I will get it. And then these are all in the same series. So this is the Pandemonium series by Lauren Oliver. I think it's actually Requiem, which is first, sorry. So it'll be the Requiem series. No, it must be Pandemonium. You just sort myself out. So basically in this world, love is a disease. So you're not allowed to love. You get a jab when you're, I don't know, 16 or something. And that will basically numb you of feelings. You get your job picked out for you. You get your partner picked out for you and what your life's going to look like. And in this one, obviously, she runs away with a boy that she falls in love with. And it's about, you know, trying to break through and get rid of the fact that it is a disease, because it's not. These books are really good. The writing is brilliant. The storyline is really good as well. And there's plot twists in it, which I love. So that's the series. And this one is short stories of other characters. So you've got Hannah, the best friend, Annabelle and Raven, who are also friends, and Alex, which is the boy that she falls in love with. So that series is worth the press, so I would buy that and recommend it if I were you. And then next on the shelf, we've got Rainbow Rowell, 3 books of her. This isn't a series, obviously they're just all written by the same person. So I've got Fangirl, which actually should be next to Rainbow Rowell. I think what she writes about is Carry On. Let me have a look. Yeah, so she's a fan of this book, which is Carry On, which is kind of, I would say, like Harry Potter, but twisted. So he's supposed to be the chosen one, but he's rubbish at everything that he does, and he falls in love with the boy. So she is a fan of that, and it's about her life. Her writing I love, and I love the colour of her books, are always bright. So it's those two, and then Eleanor and Park, loved this. But the only thing about this one is it leaves you on a cliffhanger, so you don't actually know if they work out or not. I've just spoiled them for you, but there you are. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, it's definitely worth a read, even though you know how it ends. But that's that one. And then the next brightly coloured book that I have on the shelf is All the Bright Places. They've actually made this into a film, which is on Netflix now. I would recommend reading the book first. I always prefer to read the book first before watching the film or the series. But it's about a boy and a girl, of course. So Theodore Finch and Violet Markey. They meet at school, and that's how it all begins. It's a really sweet book. So that's that one. Put that back, and then we can move on to Entwined. This book was actually really good. It's by Heather Dixon. This is the cover. It's just gorgeous. And then this is the back. So this is actually based on the fairy tale of the 12 Dancing Princesses, but it's kind of more of a grown-up edition. And I did read it quite a while ago, so I can't remember a lot about it, but I do remember that it was written really well and that I enjoyed the storyline. So yeah, so it's all about escaping from the keeper, I think. But it was a really good book. I just kind of had a look on the internet just to check that it was based on 12 Dancing Princesses, and it looks like there may be a second one to this. So if there is, that would definitely be something that I would look at buying and reading. I may even read this again soon, because I want to reread it and get back into it. Next one is Gail Forman, I Was Here. This book is really sad, but this is one of the books. This one and Tuesdays with Maury are the two books that when I'm in a reading slump and I just haven't read in a while, but I really want to read, these are the ones that if I read them, it will get me straight back into it. So basically, this book is about a girl, her best friend commits suicide, and then it's about finding out what happened to her, because as far as she was aware, you know, like most people, everything was fine with Meg. She was happy, but what most people don't see behind closed doors. So it's kind of to bring awareness to that, which I love about this book. But it's about her finding out what happened to Meg, why she done it, who she was with, if anyone forced her to do it. And it's also a kind of little love story in there. So it's very sad, but it's also very good. That's that one. And then next are these four, which is the Beautiful Creatures series. Only thing that bothers me about these is that this cover is from the film, and they only ever made one film, which was kind of disappointing because they could have made it even better and made all of the books into films. So that kind of breaks my heart, but get what you're given. So yeah, the only thing that bothers me is that they're different covers, so I might soon see if I can find this one in the same cover as this, just so that they're all the same. So Beautiful Creatures follows Lena and Ethan Waite. So she's a caster, which means technically she's magic, and he's just Ethan. And something kind of draws them together, so it's about finding out why they've been drawn together. And each book you find out more. There's a plot twist in this one, which then leads to this one. So it's a really good storyline. All of the books are really good, and I would recommend that series. Pop that back there. And then next to it we have these three, which are by the same author. These two are together. Oh no, these two, sorry, are together, and then this one's on its own. So I kind of was drawn to this by the cover once again. It's called The Girl Who Saved the King of Sweden. I love this author's writing. I think, if I remember correctly, he kind of switches back from past to present, which I love. But yeah, so this one is in the name, that's what it's about. I really enjoyed that one. And then this is the 100-year-old man that climbed out of the window and disappeared. as you can see, that's now a film, which I actually haven't watched because I forget that it's a film now. So maybe I'll see if it's on Amazon Prime and watch that. But yeah, his writing's really good, keeps you gripped. I haven't actually read the second one, which I kind of forget I have. So the accidental further adventures of the 100-year-old man. So yeah, I haven't read this one yet, and I forget that I haven't read it because I've read the first one. All begins with that pesky lover in the hot air balloon. Alan is sitting quietly with his friend Julius, waiting for his 101st birthday party to begin, when someone manages to break the lever, and before you know it, up they go, far above the Indian Ocean. So yes, so with this one, I think you kind of meet him as the old man, but kind of find out his past story. This one, I think, is switching between different characters, but this author's a really good writer, so I'll read that, and I also might see if he has any more books out. And then I've got these four. The only thing that irritates me with these is that 2 are in hardback and 2 paperbacks, so I need to figure out what I'm doing and if I want them in hardback or paperback. But it's the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. I fell in love with these series. I've read them twice, and I feel like I will read them a third time. I love the films. I'm sad they didn't finish the films, but that's okay. But yeah, really good story, really good book. Love it. That's that shelf, and let's put him back. And this shelf here is dedicated to one author. Once again, this one's the wrong cover, so I need to match that up. These ones don't bother me as much. These are all one series in paperback, large books, and this is one series in hardback, so that's fine. And then I've just got my little piggy ballerina. So this is Cassandra Clare's World, about I've forgotten. Werewolves, fairies, vampires, and everything. So that's the last one. So this is the first one, which is City of Bones. I love the covers. I love the story. I fell in love with this. So many, once again, plot twists in here. So yeah, Shadow Hunters, that's what they're called. Couldn't quite put my finger on it. Now, what I will say is if you are looking to buy these books, be ready to fall in love and want all of these and more, because I don't have everything that she's written. There are a few that I don't have, so be prepared for that if you're going to invest in these, that you will fall in love and you will want them all. So from here to here, this is one series. So this is all about Claire and Jace. Claire? Not Claire. Clary, sorry. I tell you, my brain's on another world today. It's all about Clary and Jace. That's their story. Love that. This is a trio. Clockwork Angel. These were really good. So yes, this one is Clockwork Angels, and this is about Tessa Gray and 2 boys. And then what I like is these ones are based before these, so you don't hear about any of them in this. However, when you come onto this series, you hear these people and these people in it, which I love. So this is Lady Midnight, and these books are gorgeous. So they've got coloured pages. These ones don't, but they are limited edition, first edition one. I haven't read these. I haven't read these 2, but I've read that one, but I want to start it again. Got the Bane Chronicles and the Shadowhunters Codex, and also the Red Scrolls of Magic, which has red pages, which I haven't read yet. So I need to get on with coming back to this world and this series, but it's definitely something that you need to be prepared to want to buy them all. Top shelf is overview here. So these are my Harry Potter books. I've got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and behind the scenes kind of Fantastic Beasts, and also A Journey into the History of Magic. So I have those ones. I have read all the Harry Potter books, but I don't have them. They were my mum's, so I will be getting my own set of them and rereading them. I then have a Suicide Squad behind the scenes book, a baking book, Victorian Albert, kind of mixture of the TV series and the show. So this is what it looks like on the cover. and then tells you everything. I haven't actually read this one through as of yet, but it is on the list of the many that need to be read through. And then up here I have an Ariana Grande book. I have Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I got this one from Amazon. So this is the front of it. And then it's gold on the pages, which I love. Then inside it does have illustrations here and there in this book, as you can just see a glimpse of one there. I also have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, New Fashion Rules, Tiny Bear, the Suicide Squad book, Christmas at the Comfort Food Cafe. This was a really good book. I then have this one, which wasn't that good. The film's better, I think, than the book. Midnight Sun, that was really good. So was the film. The Book of Wicked, Ink, which I haven't read as of yet. I bought this one mainly for the cover, and that's why I haven't read it yet, but I will get around to it. The truth will get under your skin. I did hear people in the bookstore talking about it the other day, saying that it actually is a really good book. Just going to push that in so it doesn't fall on me. And then I have my collection of these books. So I've got The Beast Within, Fairest of All, Poor Unfortunate Soul. Oh, there they go. Oops. And Mistress of Evil. So I'll leave them there and put it back up in a minute. I've only read the first two. And then I've got Matched. I've only got the first book of this one, which I really enjoyed. So when I get the others, I'm going to reread it and then read the rest. And same with this one. This is Fallen, just like my books. No pun intended. This was really good. And there's, as you can see, a few more in the series which I need to grab from the bookshop, and I can finish that. Then I have my Joker, Batman Killing Joke one, which is hardback. I'll put that in so you can see it in here. There are many editions of this one, I know, but I like this one the best. So that's the one I got. And last two books I have on the bookshelf. These two by Lauren Kate as well as Fallen. So Teardrop is the first one, and then Waterfall. Teardrop, I loved the story in this one. It was really good. I really enjoyed this book. But I feel like this one, I didn't enjoy it that much. To me it was pretty pointless and ended. I didn't like, so I feel like if you are to read this, I'd just read this one if I were you. Because this one I didn't enjoy, but this one I loved. So I'm going to pop that there. And that's everything on my bookshelf. I now need to fix the top shelf because they've all fallen down on me. And yes, nails have changed because it's a few days later now. I didn't have time to finish filming this the other day. These are my Pride nails as it's Pride month. See if I can show you. Probably get a better picture on my Instagram story at the moment. I love them. Natural nails, brighteners where I go. But yeah, that's everything on my bookshelf. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be back with you in a few days with a vlog. So take care of yourselves. Love you lots. Bye.